Okay, you had $235 in your savings account 9 weeks ago. You withdrew the same amount each week for 8 weeks. Your balance was then $75 or is now $75. How much money, M, did you withdraw each week? Okay, so we're going to circle the important numbers. 235, 8 weeks. So even though it's written out that way instead of just the number 8, it is important. And then 75. Those are the, well, I guess we could have done 9 weeks ago too. But those are, I guess 9 weeks doesn't worry about it because they give us 8 weeks. So 9 weeks ago, then 8 weeks from then. So together it would total it. So don't worry about the 9 there. You need to, because it says you withdrew the same amount for each week. And that's where underlining. So if you circled the 9, when you underline the keywords, then it also helps you understand which numbers are the numbers you're going to use. So you had 235. Then you withdrew the same amount each week for 8 weeks. Your balance is 75. Whoops, I didn't put that down. So you would underline that as well. We're then going to highlight our question. How much money did you withdraw each week for those 8 weeks? Okay, so now we're going to organize the information like we've been doing. We have our fixed amount. We have our unit rate, our variable, and our total amount. Okay, so this can get a little bit confusing. What we need to understand is the total amount that they have now. So your balance is $75 or is then $75. That's the total amount that we ended up with after going through this whole scenario. Even though we started off with 235, that's not the total we have. That's actually a fixed amount. The 235 is a fixed amount. We ended up with $75. So that's very important that you need to realize that. The unit rate is 8. And then our variable is M because we're not sure how much money, but we know the time is 8 weeks. So during those 8 weeks, I need to know how much money was taken. So now we have all the information organized down there. And this one is a little bit harder. So if you thought the 235 went the total amount, that's normal. Those are simple mistakes where we need to just then reread kind of where we're at and kind of the journey that we went through. So the starting point was the 235, or that's the fixed amount. Where we ended up, or the total amount, is that where it says your balance. That would be the 75. That's the total. So these are what, this is why we underline. And again, I apologize for not underlining your balance was then $75. That would be something if you did. Good job. Okay, so now we know 235 is where we started. We're going to subtract those 8 weeks withdrawals, because a withdrawal means you're subtracting money, you're taking money out. The 8 weeks times a certain amount of money, we're not sure how much that is. That was taken out each week. But then all of it together, once we get it all subtracted and all said and done, then it tells us that we're going to end up with that $75. Okay, so now that we have organized that and we've put our equation together, I'm going to rewrite it up here. Again, you have to type it up at the top. And I have 235 minus 8m, or 8 times m. When they're stuck together, they're multiplying, equals 75. Notice I again took out the dollar signs. I'm going to look at my step 1. Do I need to apply the distributive property or combine like terms? I actually don't, so I can skip that step. I look at it now. The addition or subtraction is what I'm going to do first, because if I look right here, this number is further away from my variable. The minus 8 is next to the variable. They're multiplying, so I'm going to do that addition subtraction first. The inverse operation of a positive, because that's a positive 235, would be negative 235. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. That cancels that one out. I bring down my negative 8m. Don't drop your negative sign. Remember to take it with the number. Equals, when I have negative 235 plus 75, it's going to give me negative 160. If you have two numbers that have different signs, you're going to subtract them. Then your ending number, or the number you end up with, is going to take the sign of the largest number. So I have a positive 75, a negative 235. I subtract them, and I give my total that negative sign because my 235 is a higher number than 75, and it's negative, so my answer is going to be negative. That's how that works. I look at this now. My negative 8 is being multiplied by my m, or they're multiplying. So the inverse operation is division. So I'm going to divide negative 8 on both sides. It's going to cancel that out. I'm going to bring my m down. Now negative 160 divided by negative 8 is going to give me a positive number because the rule is a negative divided by a negative equals a positive. And 8 into 160 is 20. Now, this is not my answer because I'm working with word problems. They want to know how much money I took out each week. And I need to answer, you withdrew $20 each week. And that would be the answer of this word problem. You have to write the sentence in order to answer the word problem, not just m equals 20.